Hi guys, and welcome to this Model Engineers workshop. Today in the workshop, it's time that we bung up these big holes in the cylinder blocks that we've already made. So we've got lots of holes to drill and tap, and then we're going to be starting to get somewhere. Come on, I'll see you at the bench. Hi guys, I'm the chef. Today we're going to make the holes drilled and tapped for the front and rear cylinder covers, and then we can actually get the rear cylinder covers finished because they both need one more hole in each. All right, come on, I'll bring you in, give you a look, and I'll talk you through it. Righto guys, so as you can see here, got one of the cylinder blocks. This one is the right hand. Yep, there we go, right hand. Got the left hand already in the mill vise. This is the right hand front cylinder cover, just for demonstration purposes. I've got the left hand block, of course, in the mill. Right, so as you can see, we're going to get these 10 holes into here, drilled and tapped. Don't need a hole here because we've got the port for the steam cock, drain cock out the bottom here. And of course, there's no hole going to be here because, of course, we're going to hit the steam ports otherwise, and that would mess things up. Now, of course, as you can see, this is the one that I did mess up slightly. If I get this roughly in place, we might just get away with that, which would be brilliant. A little bit of careful drilling and tapping. So what's going to be? Get this left one's already done, but it's already mounted. I'm going to use the center finder to find the center of the hole. Do my space off. So these are going on a circle of 56 millimeters, so 28 radius, 56 diameter, and we need to duplicate. We need to duplicate this pattern. So we need basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 o'clock. Okay. So you've seen me centering on the mill before, so I will. How have you? Don't know. Anyway. I'll bring you back when I've got the DRO set, and we'll drill 1 or 2 holes just to give you some real-time viewing. And then, of course, once we've got the front done of the left one, we'll flip it over, do the repeat again, do the rear, and then we'll do the same on this. And then when we can bolt things together and things are starting to look like cylinders, this is where we've got that last remaining hole. The right hand and the left hand both need a hole to be put in this flat surface here. So of course, once this is actually bolted on and all is correct, we can just put the whole thing in the vise. It's all nice and square, we know that. And we can just use the drill, a center drill and a drill and a tap, and drill the hole in here, because at this moment in time, setting this on its own in the vise and getting that level and square and everything, it's doable, but it wouldn't be easy. All right. So I'm going to get that bolted on there first. And then before we start doing too much else, we get the last 2 holes into the 2 rear cylinder covers. All right, guys, let me get off to the mill and I'll bring you back in a tick. Righto, guys, here we go. Cylinder block. This is the front face. There's the front cylinder cover ready for it. I've used the DRO. I've centered the hole. Using a center finder, I've set the DRO so we can drill 10 holes. We're going to just miss this one and this one, so it's actually set for 12 holes. Now, of course, the drawings give coordinates for this, so once you've got the center, you could use coordinates. You could even use a school protractor and the squares and all those things. You could even just mark them out, make a scratch line and just do the hours. There's many ways, but I've got a DRO on the mill, so I'm going to use it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go center drill, and I'm going to put in all the holes that I need, all the center pops. Then I'm going to change to the 4.2 mil drill because we're tapping M5, do all of those, and then we're going to go around and do all the tapping. Boring as batshit because I've got 4 faces to do like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do those. The drawings say by 10 deep. There's no reason whatsoever I couldn't even drill all the bloody way through. So I'm going to go 15. There's no fun in tapping blind holes. So if you can go deeper, always go deeper. But I'll just do the first few with you guys on the camera. Do it live, real time. And we'll get a few center pops in. Right, so it's going to get noisy as it always does, but here goes. change positions. Coming up to the zeros on the DRO. Oops, a little too far. That's that one, and then this is then the X. There we go. Put in the next center pop. Yep. Move on again. Just overshot that slightly. That's that one. And then this is going to be the tricky one. This is the one we've got to watch out for. Coming up to the, oh no, it's not. It's the wrong cylinder. It's the other cylinder that has the mistake on it. There we are. Let's see how we go. Lots of room. Right, next one we skip. That will be the hole that goes here. Right, let's get this one into place. Move on. Yep. There we go. This one. There we go. Just watching the DRO here, just to make sure I get these numbers right. Just following what the DRO tells me. There we go. Just get the numbers to stop bouncing around. Hello. Right, next one. Skip this hole, we don't need that one. Almost there. 10 out of 12 possible positions that the 10 we need. Yeah. There we go. Right. Now, for the acid test, let's have a look. And I can see all the holes in the holes. Wonderful. Right, great. Okay, guys, I'll get these drilled and tapped, and I'll bring you back at that. Okay, see you in a bit. Righto, guys, there we go. All 12 bolts are in. Don't forget that this one and this one are the dummy ones, so all 10 bolts are in. Isn't that looking lovely? I love the look of that, all those nice big bolt heads. Right, one down, 3 to go. Whip these out again, flip them over, recenter, use the arrow again, and yep, we'll get this block done and then move on to the right hand one. Okay, guys, see you in a bit. Righto, guys, there we are. So, 2 front covers are done. Let's get those out of the way. There's the left rear one, just nipped up nicely on there. Here's the right hand one. Don't they look nice? I do like the look of all the bolts. That's great. Now, going back in time. Remember this? I milled where the ports come through too big. I've been lucky. Look at that. There's enough thread there to actually... Can I get you in a bit closer? Tell you what, let's see if I can zoom you in as well. No, let's go a bit bigger. Yep, there we go. Right, so I can get thread all the way down in there, and I've tried the bolts in it, and it's nice and secure, so there's nothing more we need to worry about that one. A little bit of an error, you can see that if I'd managed to fall short where I was supposed to, then of course that hole would have been no bother at all. But there we are. I said I'd show you the mistakes that we make as we go along. Well, that was one of them, but we've come out lucky on that. Nothing too serious anyway. Right, okay, so what's going to be happening now? Let me put that down and zoom it back out. There we go. Right, going to mount these now back in the mill vise. Doesn't really matter, could be that. No, it would have to be this way. So fixed jaw, movable jaw, and we're then going to edge find off the boss here, and we're going to center that. And then we have to come from the front face here of the cylinder block. We have to come forward 12 and go down into here. We're going to have to drill this 5 mil to a depth of 8, and then we're going to thread it to 6 mil, because then that is where the slide bar connects. Now, if I just go over the other side of the workshop for a second, there it is. That's what I'm looking for. This is 12 millimeter. There you go, 12 by 12 millimeter key stock, and this will be forming the slide bar for the crosshead, which will go on like that. And our length actually is just about 100 and just more than half of this bar. This is a 300 millimeter bar, so just more than half, and that will bolt onto there. And we have to mill a little recess in the back so it actually goes up against this face. Let me zoom in again. There we go. You can see there's a little raised boss there. Can't you? Let me find something to point with. There we are. So we've got a little raised boss just there. And this needs to have the end cleaned off, of course, because you can see it's just basically, come on, you're going to focus for me? You can see it's just rough cut. We will machine that off. And that face then has to go up against this face here. So it gives you the right length reference face to go from. Right, so get this one in. Use the edge finder. Use the center function on the DRO. Again, off that face, come forward 12, send a drill, M5 drill, 6mm tap. Do that on both, and then that's these covers finished. All right, guys, let me have a think. No, I won't film that. That's not worth it. You've seen me drilling and tapping many times. When I get these holes put in, I'll bring you back and show you that. All right, see you in a bit, guys. Right, so there we go, guys. 2 more holes drilled and tapped. M6. This is just an M6 bolt, just to check. Not a lot of room, but oh yeah, there we go. That's threading in there. Yes. So 1 in each, easy peasy. So that's the front covers. Sorry, the rear covers finished. These are the front covers out the back over here. So that's all 4 covers done there. Let's bring those in. That's the left, that's the right. Just put that bolt back in there. There we go. Right, so there we go. A little bit of a shorter video today, not too much. So what have we got left to do here, guys? Well, we've got to make 2 bolt-in pieces to go in here, which actually clamp the packings. We've got 2 to make for the valve chests. So we've got to make 2 threaded ones to fit those. We've got to make the brass tail guides that go in there. We've got to make the snifting valves which go into those holes. We've still got to do the pistons and the piston rods and the valve rods and the valve blocks. So there's still plenty to go. Oh, and we then have to shape an awful lot of cast iron off these to make them a little bit more round and a bit more shapely and a bit more cylinder looking. Let's get those out of the way. Right, which one am I going to do next? Not a clue. Yes, I do. Getting a bit tired of doing cast iron. You know, the fingers and the face and the nasal passages turn black and full of soot. So, let's make the valve blocks. All right, I'll get, give me a minute. I'll bring this video to a close like I normally do. And, yeah, valve blocks we'll do next. All right, see you in a bit, guys. Just give me a second. Righto, guys. That'll bring this video to a close for today. So we've got all of the front and rear cylinder covers made now. So we've bunged up the big holes. As I just listed, there's still quite a bit to do on these cylinder blocks, so we'll move on with the drive blocks for the slide valves next time. A couple of bits in brass for a change instead of cast iron. But there's still a fair bit of cast iron to go. But let's just get something a little bit different going on. All right, guys, so I'll bring this video to a close like I normally do by saying, if you can find it in your heart and soul, give me a like, a subscribe. If you're a watcher, it's the likes and subscribes that count. But if you're a watcher and you've got this far, please think about either giving a like and or a subscribe. It's great motivation for me, and it'll put this video in front of other like-minded people like you and I. All right, guys, this is the chef saying, see you later.